Brimstone is expected to be a very promising night for the Friday Night Severity brand. It's supposed to be the night that everything finally gets in order. The main event picture becomes strengthened, becomes a little bit more sturdy. The same could be said for the mid-card, the lower card, hell, even the pre-show. So, when it comes down to it, I think this may be one of the most must-watch brand or soul-branded pay-per-views in USW this year. It's got a lot of writing on it. It's got a lot of storylines that are coming to a culmination here. And, well, I figured I might as well predict them. So, with that being said, hello viewers, my name is Zach Hardy with the Wrestle Target, and this is my USW Brimstone 2018 predictions video. We're going to start out with pre-show, because why the hell not? First match on the card of Painter Brothers Association versus Mika Jordan and Austin Atomic. I give this victory to Mika Jordan and Austin Atomic. I feel like there's too much writing on them. I feel like Severity has something in mind with them. I feel like they have been... I feel like USW has been very aware of the fact that Mika Jordan and Austin Atomic have been criminally underutilized. I just think in the back of their mind, they've been trying to find the right way of putting them in a successful position. And with the Global Championship currently, at the very least, next couple of months, run down, or run over, or run, just straight up ran by Otis Crane, and the International Championship picture being a Paul Orlando and Verse 9 kind of deal, I feel like there's not really a viable chance for them to kind of put the pieces together in those aspects. So, at the end of the day, I feel like the tag team between Mika Jordan and Austin Atomic, putting them into one cohesive unit, was probably the only viable option that USW had left, and I think with that, they're really going to want to try to do their best with it. They're going to put their best foot forward in booking them the proper way. So I feel like that first step is a victory against the Painter Brothers Association, which, I mean, a loss won't hurt them any more than they've already been hurt. So yeah, I think Austin Atomic and Mika Jordan win that handily. Second match on the pre-show is Washington and Kevin Storm. That match is an interesting little position, primarily because Kevin Storm just came from Wednesday Night Intensity, and so it would make sense if his first pay-per-view match for the Friday Night Severity brand was a victory. But at the same time, they look like they've been trying to do something with Washington. Now granted, this isn't the first time this has happened, but when it comes down to it, if it looks like they're trying to do something with somebody, it would make sense for them to win as well. And it's looked like they've wanted to put Washington in a position to succeed for the past couple of months, or at least a couple of weeks. So maybe they put him in a feud with Kevin Storm for a reason. I would not be surprised if Washington were to beat Kevin Storm here, but I'm going to go ahead and give you the safe prediction of Kevin Storm pulling out a victory. I know it's tempting to give Washington the victory, to kind of imagine that they put their best foot forward with Washington as well, since it looks like they're going to try to, but at the same time, I'm not going to start holding my breath or counting my marbles, hoping that something out of the blue happens. So I'm going to go with the safe bet and go with Kevin Storm. Now we'll get into the main card. This is where the top 3 hours of professional wrestling take place. We start out with a World Tag Team Championship match. It is Jack Ramsey and Austin Cole defending the titles against the Ringmen, Ty Jackson and Thomas Bennett. Jack Ramsey and Austin Cole just turned face this past Friday on Severity. They're still in, somewhat of a... Well, you know what? No, I'm not going to say that. I think they're still somewhat in the beginning stages of the World Tag Team title reign, but I think they're more towards the middle stages than they are, the infant stages of it. So I'm going to kind of brush that aside, but at the same time, I think that they just turned face this past Friday. It wouldn't even be 48 hours removed, so it would make sense if there's no way that Ramsey and Cole lose this match. As much as I would like to see the Ringmen win, there's no way that Cole and Ramsey lose. Right? Fuck it, I'm not going to get in my head. Ramsey and Cole are going to win this match. Now, mind you, this is in no particular order. The match card order hasn't been revealed. Let's just get down to, let's go to Morbid and Quincy Newsome versus Ash and Indigo Child. So it was very apparent now after the announcement was made earlier Saturday afternoon that Ash would be teaming with Indigo Child rather than Double XL in his match against Morbid and Quincy Newsome. I give this match to Morbid and Quincy Newsome. I'll tell you why. I mean, I know that Hell on Earth is meant to do something. I know that they're trying to push Ash, but I don't think Hell on Earth is working. I think Ash doing Ash things would be better than Hell on Earth, and I think Hell on Earth has kind of run its course without accomplishing what it was meant to do. And I think USW is very well aware of that, and I think it's going to start kind of being played out and phased out. I think Ash will finally start going on his own now. I think he'll be able to go back into his own thing, and I think this will be kind of like the closing chapter of the Hell on Earth project, which sadly ultimately failed. But I'm going to give the win to Morbid and Quincy Newsome by proxy. I think that Quincy Newsome is a great talent. I think him and Norris Cadabri, who came around to the main roster around virtually the same time, have a bright future ahead of them. I think they can play any character very well, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. And I think a win over Ash and the remainder of Hell on Earth with Morbid in his side makes sense for that to be the case. So I give the win to Morbid and Quincy Newsome. Let's get to the next championship match. Why don't we? No, you know what? Screw it. Let's just get down the remainder of the mid-card matches or the non-title matches before we get to the title matches. Let's go to, let's say Morbid and Quincy Newsome again. Let's go to the Steel Purgatory match between the God Complex and Mobocracy. More specifically, the 6 performers are Octavian, Ophion, Artemis, Chris Ross, Chris Sanders, and Drew Akron. This, fucking hell. I didn't realize until now how much of like an up in the air kind of decision this could be. They really want to do something with the God Complex. I don't think they're ever going to be committed to the Mobocracy, so I think the God Complex wins it. I mean, I think they've been doing great things with the Mobocracy in this feud. I think that this feud with the God Complex has really helped the Mobocracy. I think it's given them a lot more plenty legitimacy that they did not have beforehand. But I'm gonna stick to my guns here and say that the God Complex's push is going to overshadow the Mobocracy in most cases with booking decisions, and I don't think this is going to be any different. I think the God Complex walks out of Steel Purgatory with a win, and, you know, hopefully the Mobocracy does something of note going forward. I don't think it'll happen, but, you know, who knows. The God Complex will, though, so I'll be looking forward to that. It's going to be a great match. It's going to be hectic as fuck. Blood is going to be spilled. Bodies are going to be broken and mangled. It's going to be fun and lovely. I am barbaric. That's fucking... we finish it out with... Actually, we don't finish it out. We have Taylor Hell versus Ashley Donovan. I like both performers. I think they both have something of note. Taylor Hell plays this, like, vicious, cold and calculated, like, serial assailant very, very well. And Ashley Donovan is one charismatic ball of energy you just can't help but want to kind of like get entertained by and get into when it comes to a match or a promo. I think they both bring something great to the table, and I think they both have equal value in different senses. So when it comes down to it, I mean, we've had a Hell versus Donovan match before. I think we had one in Agony last month. God, I'm now going to pace... Fucking what? Okay. Direction, it's up in the air because Taylor Hell, I think they see a lot in Taylor Hell, and I think they see a lot in Ashley Donovan. But Donovan is the one that kind of catapulted Hell into this character and into this persona, so it would make sense if she was the one that kind of lost what I would assume is the final match. I'm very expecting this to be the final match in their story. It would make sense. Damn it. And Severity's looking for stability, having something end sensical with both performers kind of having a route afterwards. Yeah, I think Taylor Hell will win this match. I think it makes the most sense. I think it makes the only sense for Taylor Hell to continue this push, especially since it feels like she's on the track for big things. And that I think that'll happen with a win. So I'm going to go ahead and give the win to Taylor Hell. We get to the final non-title match on the main show, and that is the new Northern Lights versus Suzuki Kirikashi and Tanner Wallace. I really wanted to leave this to be the final match I predicted on the card, but, you know, I can't. So I'm gonna obviously go for the new Northern Lights. It could be Kirikashi and Wallace if this wasn't the final match in their feud, but, you know, they're both on different brands. It would be too chaotic to kind of book forward. I mean, you could absolutely give it a case of the new Northern Lights really want to kind of finally get a victory, you know, to actually win, not just get revenge or closure, but win and beat Wallace and Kirikashi. And you could do that into Bulletproof, or God forbid, you know, long-term burn it to Call of Greatness, but I don't think they'd be able to pull off, not that I don't think they'd be able to pull off, that's the wrong word. I think that they wouldn't want to have to pull off that inter-brand sort of feud for another month. I think the writing's been on the wall. I think it all leads up to this moment and this match. Fuck it. I think the new Northern Lights beat Kirikashi and Wallace. I think that the story ends here, and I think maybe like you'll go back and forth on dual branded shows. Maybe at Insanity you'll get like a little talking head kind of thing, but yeah, I think new Northern Lights pick up the win here. Sorry. We'll go into the World Women's Championship match next. You've got a three-way dance between Aphrodite, the champion, Natalie Dawson, and Margot Silva. This match is Aphrodite's match to win. I don't think she's going to lose this championship yet. I don't think she'll be losing it until Insanity. It would take a lot for that to kind of change my mind to change on that, and I think it would take a lot for me to even be behind that. I don't think Natalie Dawson and Margot Silva, with the path that they've been laying out over the past number of weeks and months, I don't think they're yet in the position to do that. And I don't think they're going to be the ones to take the title off of Aphrodite to begin with. So I'm going to go ahead and say that at Brimstone, Aphrodite wins. And this could mean a million different things. It could mean a breakup between Natalie Dawson and Margot Silva, like a split, and they go off in their separate directions. This could mean that for all I know, Dawson or Silva could win the title, and it could create a huge gap between the two. But I'm going to kind of break away from that idea. I'm going to go ahead and assume that Aphrodite wins this match, and the split between Dawson and Silva ends up happening this Sunday at Brimstone. We get into the Global Championship match, or now we'll get into the Global Championship match next. It is Otis Crane defending the title against Lone Wolf. This match is something that I'm looking forward to much more than I was a couple of weeks ago. Otis Crane, in his talking head interview this past Friday on Severity, kind of pushed Lone Wolf, got him over a little bit. Said that even though he may not be on the same stature as a lot of his other opponents, he's not going to take his challenge or his competition any lighter than he would any other performer. So that is very telling, and it gives it an element that it didn't have before. So I'm absolutely going to tune into this match. It's not going to be something that I kind of follow my face into my phone 5 minutes in with. As to who wins it, I mean, it's obviously going to be Otis Crane, but it's a case of what happens afterwards that makes me wonder. Because they absolutely could push Lone Wolf. They could give Lone Wolf the shock win with the Global Championship. It's very unlikely that they will do that, but it's always a possibility. It's very possible that Lone Wolf could get the shock victory over Otis Crane this Sunday and walk out Global Champion. I don't think it's likely. I think it could happen if they really wanted to push him and they were really serious, but I don't think they are. I think this may be just like a placement, like a little bit of a filler feud for Otis Crane, if anything. I think Otis Crane wins this match. I think that's the safest bet. I don't think there's any other... I mean, if you were to put money on Lone Wolf, you'd be batting like... Jesus Christ, you'd be... If you were to get that match correct, you'd probably become a millionaire, for fuck's sake. Yeah. It's stupid to bet on Lone Wolf. I mean, I'm going to go with Otis Crane to win this match. I think that's the smartest money. Yeah. I think that's just the smartest money. International Championship match time. Verse 9 defends the title against Paul Orlando. This match is probably, out of any championship match, you got the Women's Championship match, the World Tag Team title match, the Global title match, the World title match. Out of any match, any championship match that I think you really look forward to at Brimstone, it would be the International Championship match. The writing has been on the wall since the beginning of the year. Paul Orlando as the Global Champion, using that championship once he loses it, utilizes it as a stepping stone towards the International Championship, which I think Verse 9 would then do if he were to lose a title, which I think makes the most sense. I think Verse 9 is going to lose the title of Paul Orlando, and I think Verse 9 will then go ahead and do things with a World Championship afterwards. So I think there was a rumor that came out a couple of days ago that USW wanted to hold off Verse 9 as the world champion, or at least challenging for the world championship until Insanity. Now that you have Eli Kaner as the world heavyweight champion, you're trying to build up his character, you're really starting from scratch there. It would take a lot for him to lose, and I mean a lot, for him to lose that title and still remain unscathed. And I don't think Verse 9's in a position where he could take the title off of Eli Kaner and not have Eli Kaner be hurt by it. And I don't think he can lose to Eli Kaner and not get hurt by it, for fuck's sake, because then you're losing to Eli fucking Kaner. And that's me saying that. I mean, Jesus Christ. Kid's 5'7", 205 when wet. Fuck's sake, I'm taller and I'm heavier than him, and Jesus Christ. Thanks, Severity. You're throwing me for a loophole. You know what? Screw that. Fucking hell. The longer Verse 9 is in this promo, or in this story or this program with Paul Orlando, is the longer Eli Kaner has to do whatever until Verse 9 gets put in that position. So, unless Verse 9 fucking waits till Call to Greatness to get involved in the world title picture, there's no fucking way he gets involved in the world title picture and either Verse 9 or Kaner come out unscathed. And let me tell you this fucking matter, Verse 9 is not going to win that title. So, I don't know. I think it's I think their heads are in the right place. I don't think they have the best... I don't think they have the best timing on their side. I'm going to go ahead and say Paul Orlando. There's not even a safe bet. It's really a pick 'em. As long as you pick the right winner, you fucking win. But I'm going to go ahead and say Paul Orlando. I think eventually they're going to have to find a way to work around that, and I think Verse 9 will eventually take the title off of Eli Kaner. Because that's probably the most feasible option. God. I said everything was starting to solidify and starting to stabilize, but it looks too... It doesn't look like the foundation is very stable at the moment. Oh, God. It's a lot messier of a situation than I thought. I'm going to go ahead and say Paul Orlando wins. I'm going to go ahead and say what I think is safe money and tell you to bet on Orlando winning the international title at Brimstone. And then Verse 9 fights him in a losing battle at Bulletproof, and then Aftershock, and then maybe at Insanity. It'll be Eli Kaner and Verse 9. I keep wanting to say Western Light. I think it'll be Eli Kaner and Verse 9 probably around Insanity. And, you know, cool. I don't know what else to say. Paul Orlando to win this match. World Heavyweight Championship main event, Eli Kaner, Alexander Rotten. Roll the credits. Go! Just kidding. There's no editing this video. It's live. Fuckers. Eli Kaner defends the title against Alexander Rotten. I think Eli Kaner wins this match. I don't know what Alexander Rotten does afterwards. I don't know if he goes into a mid-card feud. He could continue to challenge for the world title picture or for the world championship. I mean, hell, Eli Kaner, okay. I've said a lot in this fucking review, so, and I've said that a lot of times, or plenty of times. DQ and countout could happen as well. I'm on to something here. I'm going to go ahead and say Alexander Rotten wins this match by disqualification or by countout. Eli Kaner's been smarmy, he's been sly, he hasn't had his priorities in the right order, his mind's everywhere. He's not really focused on winning matches as much as he is keeping the world championship. I mean, if it were up to me and I was a bad guy, which, well, pretty much means if I was in an arena filled with a bunch of people right now, and I was the world champion, I had the option of either kicking somebody in the balls or trying to beat them clean and retaining the title, or keeping the title either way, then fucking kick right in the nuts. Absolutely. Take the easy way out. That's exactly what Eli Kaner would do. So, I'm gonna go ahead and say that Eli Kaner, no, god damn it. Wait, no, this is absolutely, this is the best fucking, absolutely. There's no way Kaner and Rotten close out the show. It's gotta be closed out by Northern Lights against the Promised Land, or it's gotta be closed out by the Steel Purgatory match. So, this match will most likely not close out the show, which means you could get a false finish at the end of this match, which I know USW doesn't like doing in world title matches, or any matches to begin with, but if there was any time to do it where it would actually fucking work, it would be this Sunday. I fucking solved the puzzle. There's no way this title match ends the show. It's gotta be around like the second half, like middle of the second half of the show, so you could absolutely have a false finish and not have it, ruin the show. I absolutely think that will happen. I think Alexander Rotten will win by countout, or will win by disqualification. I don't give a fuck. I think Alexander Rotten will win. I think Alexander Rotten will win, and I think that's it. Yay! Alright, so that's it. I think Rotten wins by countout. That's the smart bet. You did not see me wink. The light was in the glasses. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, which you didn't. You can follow me on Twitter at ZACHARYSERRA. You can follow me on Instagram at THEZACKHARDY. And you can probably watch a bunch of clips of me on YouTube later tonight when people record me in the middle of the street screaming at the top of my lungs because I'm drunk as fuck. With that being said, hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. Like I said before, I'm Zach Hardy, and I am signing off.